Okay, so at this stage, we're going to start the initial process for the specification. So you have a look at the last section in the development of the design brief and specification, mark scheme. It says, written a comprehensive relevant specification, including a range of objectives and measurable criteria to direct and inform the designing and manufacture of your prototype. Now, the exam board has recommended doing an initial specification before you do the final specification. So in the initial one, it's using your research, your analysis of the research, to basically kind of put together like a rough idea of what needs to be in your specification. So it's directly linked back to the two analysis of the research. So these two. So basically, it's picking out the words or the sentences that are going to help inform your specification. The specification, just to be clear, is just as like a list of what the product that you're designing needs to be like, what's it's got to include. And remember, the one that I'm looking at now is the design for a sustainable future. Now, all I've done is use the Access FM acronym, so aesthetics, cost, client, environment, size, safety, function, material, manufacture, and then I've asked myself for each aesthetic these kind of questions. So what did you learn from the research that relates to aesthetics, and can you make a list of aesthetics related findings from your research that are going to be important when designing the product? So obviously they're kind of similar kind of questions, but effectively you need to look back at your research analysis and pick out all the things that were links to aesthetics, and then find all the things that links to cost, client, environment, size, safety, function, material, manufacture. So in order to do this, if you go back to your research analysis and just copy and paste this section into this section here, or onto a new page, and just basically copy and paste everything that links to aesthetics and create like a bullet pointed list for all the things that relates to aesthetics, and then all the things that relates to cost, client, environment, size, safety, function, material, manufacture. So if I show you, this is my example. So what I did was, if I go back to, so if you look at aesthetics here, somewhere in my research analysis, it said something about it looking attractive, okay? And it said something about neutral colors like whites and navy blues. So if I go back to my, I think it was in this one, in the user research, it says look attractive, and then it says furniture needs to be neutral colors like whites and navy blues. So you can see those two have gone into aesthetics. This one here, which is the first one from the user research, I've learned that the design, he wants a piece of furniture, so it could be a chair. So if we go back to my answers, that's coming under the function one here. So garden furniture, chair, outdoor sofas, tables, storage, etc. So then I put that sentence into this one. So just to be clear, aesthetics relates to the looks. It's also to do with human senses. So how something looks, or it can be touch, so texture, smooth or rough. It can be also to do with anything to do with human senses. A cost, obviously relating to how much somebody would pay for it, or what other considerations might need to be taken into consideration for that. Client, anything to do with the client's interests that could inspire the design. So Oasis, Manchester United, Sale Sharks, golf equipment, personalized products, environmental issues, size issues, anything to do with size that was mentioned, safety issues in relation to here children in mind, for them to use, rounded corners, easy to clean for hygiene, function or how it's going to work, so it can be like multifunctional, materials, so glossy finish, plastic, minimalistic, cork, pallets, etc. And then manufacture, so laminating of materials together, trying to use natural fillers to reduce bio content, etc. So it's all the different researches that I did, and I've just then categorized them into the different areas. So I had to make sense of some of it to make sure it linked better. So I had to reword the sentence occasionally just to make sure it made sense. Okay, thank you.